Hello boys and girls, Lord Hawkeye here again. I'm making this video because I got a couple things I wanted to discuss, a couple miscellaneous bits and pieces to get all in order. Okay, first and foremost, a couple people have asked me when I'm going to do more political commentary again. I've thought a lot about this. The truth is, to be perfectly honest, I'm having trouble thinking of anything now. I really feel like I've kind of said everything I want to say about the subject. At least for the moment. You know, you never know, something might come to me in the future. In no way am I giving it up. I will never give it up. And please, if someone out there feels they've got a question, or there's something that I haven't explained in detail, or there's something I've missed out there, please send me a PM, tell me all about it. I love getting them. I love getting input. I love answering people's questions. I can never get enough of that. Okay, so with that out of the way, so never get the idea that I'm quitting doing political commentary. That'll never happen. I always enjoy it. So with that done, now on to a little more fun stuff. Now, World of Warcraft. Well, it seems to be got big things ahead, but it seems there's a lot of debate going on about various subjects on this. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents on the matter. First of all, Mists of Pandaria. Oh boy, this has got to be the most controversial expansion there's been yet. But I think a lot of the arguments on the con side are really not very well thought out, to say the least. What do I mean by that? Well, let's see here. Well, there's the people bleating on about how, oh, it's pandas, they're childish. I say, this game's silly, it has been for years. Open your eyes, man. Anyways, some say they don't belong in the lore. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. This has been explicitly stated. Please actually read the lore if you want to try and claim you actually care about it. Thank you. Yeah, blunt, but hey, it's not something I want to give much weight to because, quite frankly, it's silly. Now, something different that's been noticed about Mists of Pandaria, which I personally welcome, is the fact that in expansions before, in all the ones before, even Wrath of the Lich King, there was almost complete focus on raiding and PvP. And this was good. There was nothing wrong with that. You see, the problem is, you can't do those things all the time. There's off hours, and the problem is, there's really not tons to do once you're done your dailies and you got all your rep and everything. Well, Blizzard took notice of this, and with Mists of Pandaria, you've got lots of stuff to do in your off hours. You got the pet fighting thing. I mean, I can just see people whiling away hours on that. And while I said before I was never big into Pokemon, I got to admit I'm probably gonna find myself doing it anyway, because hey, that's just how I am. And they got you got your time trials, you got PvE events. We still don't know what those are about, but hey, I like the sound of them already. Sounds like a nice thing to do if you want to play with your friends, but don't really feel like doing a dungeon. It's a nice little light, it's kind of like almost like a light dungeon, maybe. So anyway, so I'm welcoming the changes I see with Mists of Pandaria, and don't ever get the idea that I'm a WoW fanboy who's never criticized this game. I have criticized it. I actually hated Burning Crusade quite a bit, and I didn't like 4.2 either. I thought the 2 new troll dungeons were boring. I gritted my teeth every time I had to run those. Didn't enjoy them one bit, and Firelands really didn't do it for me either. It was basically Molten Core version 2, and I've already done Molten Core, thank you. Need something new, please. So, that's the things about Mists of Pandaria. Like, the arguments against it are just getting so silly. I mean, now if you're tired of this kind of game and want to play something else, okay, I can't touch that. But don't make up false facts like that and try and back it up. It just makes you look silly. So, let's see. I've got that done. Oh, and there was something that was addressed in one of Total Biscuit's videos recently. Oh my, someone asked about the sorry. The pet that you can buy from the Blizzard store, and it can be traded in-game. Meaning you could, theoretically, buy it with real money, and then sell it in-game for game money. And this was called, "Oh, it's gold buying! Oh, the end is nigh." And yeah, at first it may seem that way, but think about it. Think about it a little more carefully. First of all, this is a pet that's got a limited market for it, because once you've used it, you don't need it again. So it's not a market that's likely to sustain itself for long. Like, it might go, the price is very likely to drop a lot, making it very quickly become not very viable to buy and sell for gold. And the whole thing really got ridiculous when Total Biscuit went on this tirade of, I'm not exaggerating here. It was nothing more than complete conspiracy theory nonsense. He was going on about how Blizzard are trying to get in on the action on gold buying, and they were using this to slowly ease players into the idea of it. TV, seriously, I really think you're reading way too much into stuff here. I mean, yeah, I know he left the game. Yes, his stated reasons for it were complete nonsense. But my God, man, you should have just stuck with, "I'm tired of hotkey MMOs and want to try something else." You should have just stuck with that, because you're just making a complete fool of yourself by making all these ridiculous justifications. Because I have to say, for somebody who claims to absolutely hate self-entitlement as much as he does, he really acts like he's somehow entitled to some exclusive content that the other people are barred from. And I mean, I don't agree with that at all. I think that's just childish and silly. But anyway, that's just me. But the other thing is, his whole thing about how they want to introduce gold buying into the game and they want to ease players into it. I don't believe that's true. There's no evidence to suggest that's true. But even if it was, let's just think about this for a second. Let's just think. Let's say they did allow you to buy gold. How much of an impact would it have on a game like this? Like, yes, it did hurt Final Fantasy XI a lot, because Square in their infinite wisdom thought, hey, let's let reusable gear was a great way to keep a self-sustaining economy going. Idiots. But not in this game, because the thing is, while gold can get you some nice gear, it can't get you the best gear. Gold alone can't even get you geared up for raids. So even if you had a whole truckload of gold, how much good could it actually do? I mean, the most expensive items in this game are all vanity items. That should tell you something. So think about it. I don't really think it would hurt the game that much, even if they did introduce gold buying. I don't think I'd like that. It would leave a bad taste in my mouth, and I wouldn't engage in it myself. I can make gold quite easily, thank you. And really, if you can't make gold at a reasonably steady rate, you're not trying. It's just silly. Next, the whole issue of, is WoW dying? Oh yeah, Total Biscuit said that. And the thing was, he actually brought in numbers on this that completely did not make his case at all. Because he said that the subscription base was 11 million back in Wrath of the Lich King, and these days it's gone down to about 10.3, maybe a little lower according to some estimates. This is a sign of a game dying? That's still 10.3 million people playing this game. That's hardly the sign of end times, should you ask me. But why did it go down? Is it because the game's terrible? I don't think so. The thing is, it makes a lot more sense if you think of it this way. Think about what the market was like then and what it's like now. Up until Wrath of the Lich King, how many other really competitive MMOs were there in existence? Barely anything. All the other MMOs compared to WoW were basically either World of Warcraft clones, or they just plain weren't very good. Most of them just failed. So if you think about it, I think the real thing is, the reason why it's dipped is because this year that's not the case. This year there's actual, real, serious competition. So the World of Warcraft went from having a monopoly to basically a monopoly to not quite a monopoly. That's good. Competition makes everything better in my world. So we'll just see what happens. I'll be still playing it because, hey, I love this game, and But I guess that means now we got to talk about the other two contenders. I haven't got tons to say about them. I have to admit. Guild Wars, I never played the original. I haven't played the second. I have no real plans to. I don't know. Never really read about it. Never got into it. Just slipped under my radar. From what little I've seen of it, looks okay. If you're a fan of Guild Wars 1, I think chances are you'll probably like this one too. The nice thing is, there's no subscription fee, so I don't really see a reason why it would even need to compete with WoW all that much. You could have both of them quite easily. So, let's see here. The other one was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Oh boy. I may be in the minority on this, but I have some serious doubts about this game. It's hard to explain why, but I have an enormous amount of difficulty buying some of the hype that's been going into this game. Some of the things they claim this game's going to have, like this whole deep morality system, all this complicated dialogue, and all this other stuff. I don't know. When you add it all together, it sounds too good to be true. And in my world, if something sounds too good to be true, it's probably because it is. So, my conclusion about Old Republic is it sounds to me like another MMO that's going to completely burn itself out in a couple months. Like, they make all these claims, they put all this money, all this stuff into it, and it'll go the way like DC Universe Online did. I mean, don't get the wrong idea. I love DC Universe Online. It was a great game. I had a great load of fun with it. And then I hit Endgame, and it all just came to a screeching halt. You get to the end, and there's nothing there. There's no... The dungeons are okay, but get repetitive quickly, and the raids, they're boring, and they're really hard to get into, and there's really nothing to do outside of those things. This is actually a problem I've seen in a lot of MMOs. It's all about PvP or raiding and absolutely nothing else. So the game's great fun when you're doing those things, and then when you're not doing them, you're left in the cold. And that's why I'm looking forward to Mists of Pandaria, because it's actually addressing this. It's giving you more to do than just those two things. And hey, that's what World of Warcraft's always been about: appealing to having something for everybody, no elitism. And, well, that's why I'll always love this game. So, my plans for the future. I haven't got any political commentary I plan to do, but if you have a question, please send it in. I will answer it in every way I can. Hey, might even make a video. Who knows? I will finish my Let's Play of Orcs Must Die. It's just I'm facing a really busy weekend. It's another long weekend, which really sucks when you work in the service industry. Yeah, Canadian Remembrance Day. Yeah, no offense to the vets, but I'm not looking forward to this. And, let's see. And yeah, I'll try to do more World of Warcraft coverage, but right now there's really not much to cover until 4.3 hits. Whenever the heck that's going to be. Really hope it'll be soon. I want to show off the Dark Moon Fair and all that other stuff. Yeah, I could get on the PTR, but I can't be bothered. Well, maybe I'll do that. Anyways, that's my little rant for the day. Oh, or maybe not so little, depending on your perception. But anyway, there you go, and hope you enjoyed it, and hope we'll have more fun times together. Until then, be aware and be wise.